Welcome friends. Today we have a topic National Policy of Education 1968. The National Policy on Education is an extensive document that covers all aspects of education from elementary to university level and even adult education in both rural and urban India. Kothari Commission has recommended that for the development of nation there should be a well throughout dynamic and clear-cut national policy of education. Hence, our national government in 1968 declared its national policy of education. The national policy of 1968 marked a significant step in the history of education in post-independence India. Prime Minister Indira Gandhi announced first national policy on education in 1968, which called for a radical restructuring and equalize educational opportunities in order to achieve national integration and greater cultural and economic development. National Policy of Education 1968 aimed to promote national progress, a sense of common citizenship and culture, and to strengthen national integration. Let us move to the need for the implementation of National Policy of Education 1968. NP 1968 laid stress on the need for a radical reconstruction of the education system to improve its quality at all stages and give much greater attention to science and technology, the cultivation of moral values, and a closer relation between education and the life of people. Let us see what are the features of National Policy of Education 1968. First one is free and compulsory education. National Policy of Education made effort for the early fulfillment of the directive principles under Article 45 of the Constitution, seeking to provide free and compulsory education for all children up to the age of 14. Second feature is position, salary and training of teachers. The academic freedom of teachers to pursue and publish independent studies and researches and to speak and write about significant national and international issues should be protected. Teacher education, particularly in service education, should receive due emphasis, and it says that teachers' emoluments and other service conditions should be adequate and satisfactory, having regard to their qualifications and responsibilities. Another feature is development of languages. National Policy of Education recommended to follow three language formula at the secondary level, which include Hindi, English and regional languages. The policy also stimulated the teaching of the ancient Sanskrit language, which is an essential part of India's culture and heritage. Another feature is equalization of educational opportunity. National Policy of Education recommended to provide good education facilities in rural and other backward areas. To promote social cohesion and national integration, the common school system was recommended. And admission of students should be based on merit. And it recommended educational facilities for the special children's, girls, tribal people and backward classes. Recognition of talent is one of the features of NP 1968. National Policy of Education recommended for the cultivation and development of talent in diverse fields. The another feature is work experience and national service. National Policy of Education recommended work experience and national service, including participation in meaningful and challenging programs of community service and national reconstruction. Science education and research is one of the features of NP 1968. With a view to accelerating the growth of the national economy, science education and research should receive high priority. National policy of education recommended science and mathematics should be an integral part of general education till the end of the school stage. Education for agriculture and industry. National policy of education special emphasized on the development of education for agriculture and industry. Policy recommended at least one agricultural university in every state. Production of books. Policy recommended for the production of high quality textbooks for schools and universities. Frequent changes of textbooks should be avoided and their prices should be low enough for students of ordinary means to buy them. Let us see the recommendation for examination system. National policy of education says that a major goal of examination reform should be to improve the reliability and validity of examinations and to make evaluation a continuous process aimed at helping the student to improve his level of achievement rather than at certifying the quality of his performance at a given moment of time. Regarding secondary education, National Policy of Education recommended to improve education opportunity at the secondary level and to increase facilities for technical and vocational education. Regarding the university education, National Policy of Education recommended to give special attention to the organization of postgraduate courses and to the improvement of standards of training and research at this level. For the spread of literacy and adult education, National Policy of Education special emphasis given to the education of young practicing farmers and to the training of youth for self-employment. Policy recommended that games and sports should be developed on a large scale with the object of improving the physical fitness and sportsmanship of the average student. For the education of minorities, National Policy of Education recommended to protect the educational interest of minorities. Regarding the education structure, National Policy of Education recommended uniform education structure in all parts of the country. The ultimate objective should be to adopt the 10 plus 2 plus 3 pattern, the higher secondary stage of 2 years being located in schools, colleges or both according to local conditions. National Policy of Education also recommended to review every 5 years the progress made and recommend guidelines for future development. For further readings, you can visit the following web links. Thank you. Have a nice day.